The European Union delegation to Nigeria and ECOWAS says it would like to replace its gas dependence on Russia with supplies from Nigeria due to the invasion of Ukraine. The delegations led by Matthew Baldwin, Deputy Director General, Department for Energy, said this at a news conference in Abuja. Clearview TV's correspondent tells us more. In the midst of energy crisis and price explosion, Western Europe is eyeing an alternative to Russian supplies. Europe is also looking up to an alternative source of gas, but Nigerian citizens are hardly benefiting from its status as one of the largest oil producers on the continent. Since the Russian invasion of Ukraine, the European Union has been caught between a rock and a hard place. On the one hand, the need for economic sanctions against the aggressor, and on the other hand, how to curb its dependence on Russian energy through a boycott. Matthew Baldwin, the European Union Energy Deputy Director General on Energy, was in Nigeria for talks about the need to increase energy supply to Europe.
We have, in Europe, in the past, become far too dependent on one supplier, and that supplier has proved to be not just unreliable, but has chosen to weaponize gas as a political tool. We should make no bones about that. We are very much interested in additional volumes of LNG coming from Nigeria to the European Union. But we're also interested in long-term contracts. There's a lot of speculation that sort of the EU is not interested in gas as a transition fuel. It's always been part of our calculations that we will need a certain amount of gas to get through. And we're going to now need, well, we're not going to have Russian gas in our system. We want to replace that gas with coming from Nigeria and other reliable partners. And so it's very much an interest for the long term as well as a short term.
Matthew Baldwin, who said the focus of his visit is to see if the Commission could look at ways of working with the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited and ways Nigeria could deliver on its ambitious energy transition plan. Both parties are expected to meet again in August for further discussions. While in Nigeria, he met with the Minister of State for Petroleum, Minister of Power, Minister of Finance, amongst others. Baldwin also visited the Nigerian LNG plant in Bonny Island, Rivers State. Every information about the activities of government organizations ought to be on the web for easy access for members of the public, so says the Executive Director of Center for Fiscal Transparency and Integrity Watch, Umar Yakubu. He bared his mind at a media party which took place in the Nigerian capital, Abuja. Clearview TV's Joy Muntuem was there and now reports.
The media party was used to formally introduce and publicize the Transparency and Integrity Index (TII), which was born out of the need to strengthen preventive mechanisms in combating corruption in Nigeria. While explaining the initiative, the executive director Umar Yakubu lamented that if corruption continued to grow, then there is something that we are not doing right.
So part of the things we decided to conceptualize in the center is to develop a mechanism that is data-driven to see how we can make governments more open. What we now did was to draw from international commitments that Nigeria has made to the international committee, now but related to fiscal transparency, integrity of mechanisms, public sector issues, open governance principles.
The Chairman, Board of Trustees, Ambassador Angela Nwogu, highlighted the projects being carried out presently by the center. They are related to money laundering, terrorism, and more. She registered her desire to really have the media as partners, adding that the constituency is the channel by which the center's activities can be brought to the doorsteps of the people.
We use advocacy to work with our partners, to work with government agencies, and eventually 3 very important bills were passed. And these were the Process of Crime Act. We were also able to get the Money Laundering Act passed, and then the Terrorism Prevention Act.
In a chat with the newsmen, the executive director reinstated the need for government activities to be open and not secret documents. This, he said, will make public institutions as transparent as possible.
Today is just to see how we can introduce some new measures of preventing corruption, basically to improve governance in Nigeria. A lot of work has been done on the reactive side. We want to see how we can do on the preventive side, which is by making MDAs, that's government agencies, to be more responsible in publishing information that is supposed to be out there in the public.
The Center for Physical Transparency and Integrity Watch is a non-partisan organization established in 2016 with the aim of promoting accountability, transparency within the public sector, and ensuring good governance at all levels. M2M Joy reporting for Clearview Television.
The Commissioner of Police, Kano State, Samaila Diko, has explained the rationale behind the ban of tricycle in the state. The CP said the restrictions of tricycle operation at night became necessary following intelligence reports of a planned attack on the state by terrorists using tricycles.
The Kano State Commissioner of Police, Samaila Diko, said in a bid to check some of the criminal activities in the state, the state government have renewed the working hours for the tricycle operators.
You know, we have intelligence. We have even succeeded in arresting some suspected bandits, and we have made a lot of recovery of explosives. Based on that, we had additional intelligence that these bandits are aiming at Kano, and they are going to capitalize on using these motorcycles or tricycles to make sure they achieve their aims, since vehicles are undergoing thorough searching.
Diko also noted that intelligence report made available indicates that bandits are aiming at the state. Hence, the need for alternative means of transportations have been provided between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. to ease movement in the state.
We are very much ready to enforce this policy from 10 o'clock. But then, we are going to make some considerations, because people may carry sick people to hospital or any emergency. If we understand it is true, it is an emergency, we are going to even give a helping hand to make sure the person is to carry to the destination they want to carry him to.